So a few of you who are viewing my thread on the Browning Recoilless Trap Gun were interested in knowing how it works. So I pulled the gun out today. I'm going to show you how the gun functions, what operates the recoilless system in it, how it is cocked, how you uncock it, etc. I won't be able to fire the gun today. The club is closed. I don't think I should shoot it in the neighborhood. That wouldn't go over very well. But anyways, I'll get out to the club in a couple weeks. The snow is going down. It's melting pretty quick here. The club will be open soon, probably by April. And I can get out then and give a little better review. And you can see the gun in action. Okay, so I'll move forward here and go to the gun and show you the particulars of the gun. So this is the recoilless trap gun I picked up. I bought this a couple months ago, sight unseen. The price was right, so I just bought it. I was guaranteed by the guy that had it that it was in pretty good shape. It had been his father's. His father passed away and it was left to him, and he doesn't shoot, so he didn't want the gun. And they're kind of a unique gun. There wasn't very many of them made. They were only made for a limited production of 2 years, from about 94 to 96. They weren't very popular because there was lots going on inside them. It kind of threw a lot of shooters for a loop. I've shot one in the past of friends, and I didn't find the issues that some guys talk about, or maybe I'm just oblivious to it. When I'm shooting, I'm just focused more on my shooting than the gun. But this is the gun. So one of the unique features of this gun is that it's very adjustable. It has adjustable point of impact, and you can do that in multiple ways. Number one is to get the stock to fit you to the height you require for your cheek rest. And that can be done by simply loosening the stock bolt inside the stock, which allows this stock to pivot on the receiver here. So you set it to the height you desire, and you lock the stock down into place. You can also change the height of the stock, or the height of the stock, by the recoil pad. The recoil pad is adjustable 3 positions. This is the upper. It has another one lower, another, and another. So there's 3 positions down that you can get more height out of the stock if you need it. Now, the point of impact is adjustable on this gun through this rib. Now this rib has 3 positions as well, and that changes the point of impact where the shot is going to hit downrange. And that's adjustable anywhere from 3 inches to 9 inches above the point of aim where you were looking. The gun also came with 3 Invector Plus chokes supplied with it, and there's 2 of them there, and there's 1 in the muzzle of the gun already. Okay, so I've got the gun turned on its nose. The barrel's down on a pillow so that I'm not damaging the floor or the muzzle of the gun. And there's some holes in the back of the recoil pad, as you can see. And within one of these holes, there's a lock release. And you just push that down on that lock release with the supplied tool, which unfortunately it didn't come with the gun. It's gone missing, I guess, somewhere over the years. So I will just use an Allen wrench and push it in, and I will remove the recoil pad from the gun and show you inside the stock where the adjustment is for the height of comb. Now, unfortunately, I'm alone, so to handle this and handle the camera at the same time is not an easy thing to do. So I will just show you how I've got the Allen wrench inserted. I will push down on it, and then I'll have to slide the recoil pad towards the bottom of the stock. But I'll have to put my phone down and stop recording in order to do that, so I'll remove it, and then I'll come back to the recording. Okay, so I've removed the recoil pad. This is it here. Okay, so I've turned the flash on the phone. You can see that bolt down in there, and you can see the serrated adjustment pad in there. So you loosen the bolt off, and you just move the stock up and down against that, and then lock it against one of those spots. It just clicks on those little ridges, and you get the stock positioned where you like it best. Now the stock on the gun is also adjustable for length of pull. There's 3 supplied spacers, 1/4 inch each. So that gives you a total of 3/4 inches more of length of pull you can add to the gun. Right now it's in its shortest configuration. Those spacers are just put into against the back of the stock right here. You just simply unscrew this butt plate, put a spacer on, screw this butt plate back on over top of the spacer, attach the recoil pad, and just add what you need for length. And then you just push the recoil pad back into place. You slide it down the channel lock for it, and you keep locking it in until you get it to the spot you want. Okay, so the pad is ready to be put back on. I just have to push this button down, slide the pad down onto the stock, and lock it into place. Okay, so to continue on, you can see you can set the recoil pad in different positions. That's in its lowest position if you wanted to have the pad drop down so you have more. If you're a person with a longer neck and you got a longer distance from your shoulder pocket to your cheek and need that height, then this is the way to adjust for that. For me, it works in the kind of neutral position. That's about as low as it's going to go, so to speak, or sorry, as high as it'll go, so to speak. That's where it works for me. That's what gives me the best height, along with the adjustments that I made in the stock. And doing this, I discovered that the stock was maybe dried out a bit from sitting in storage. So it was a little bit loose, so it was good that I had this apart. I got to tighten it up and get it ready to go. And just give me a minute and I will get on to the rest of this and show you how this works. So to cock the gun, this is the forend. Like I said, it kind of works like a Crossman pellet gun in a way. There's a release in the bottom of the forend, that right there. Now, this is going to be a little awkward to do because I don't have something to hold up my phone. I'm going to try to do this. But basically, you push that release forward, then pull the forend towards you. Okay, so I've done that. That brings the forend up into this position. There's a cocking rod attached to this forend. That cocking rod fits against that spot right there, against that slide. So we're going to get that into position. So there, it's like that. Now, I will push down on the forend until the gun locks completely. And again, this is going to be kind of awkward because I'm trying to do this while I'm holding my phone. So let's see if we can't do this and see what happens. Okay, there, it's cocked and locked. Now, the forend has to be, I have to let go of undo the release. There, forend's locked into place. So now the gun is in the cocked position or firing mode, ready to fire, as far as the spring system goes for the recoiling system in it. So as you can see now, the barrel's no longer extended past the end of the muzzle, or the muzzle's no longer extended past the end of the outer barrel. And you can see it's pulled back here. Here's the stainless that was outside here. Okay, so now the gun is in the cocked position. As you can see, the muzzle is pulled back. Now, this bolt will not operate when the gun is in the decocked position. You can't open that bolt no matter what you try. It just doesn't work. And I would think if you tried, you're going to break it. Now, once it has been cocked, the barrel, the action will open. These are a bolt action gun. Something like a rifle. It doesn't have quite the throw that a rifle has. So, it's a very short operating system. You just push the bolt up. It slides easy. There's nothing to it. I got to try and hold the gun steady because it's laying on the table. So this bolt just moves very easily. And then you just take it and you just pull it back. Now I store this with a snap cap in it because in order to decock the gun you have to fire it to decock the spring system. So I store it with a snap cap in it. This is not a loaded round. This is just an empty round that I use. It's got a silicone in the primer pocket for a snap cap. So I pull that back and that's it. Now, if I bring it back with a bit of force, it snaps it open. That's it. That's all there is to operating this gun. So, I want to put it back, load it around, close it, there it is. Bring it back. If the guy wants to take his hulls out by hand, that's all he's got to do. He doesn't even have to pull it back as far as I did to make it snap. But if you want to snap them to eject them when you're shooting, simply lift this, and they snap, out they come. That's all there is to it. Okay, so I'm going to decock this spring system in this gun now. As you saw a second ago, I loaded a snap cap into the chamber. If that was a loaded round, you wouldn't have to feed it in with a thumb all the way up into the chamber like I did. I'm using a snap cap that's an empty hull. They tend to catch, so I just feed it in my hand. If this was a loaded round, I would simply drop it in the port of the receiver here and push the bolt ahead and feed it into the chamber. So now I'm going to decock this gun. To do that, I simply pull the trigger, and the inertia systems are going to let go. The spring's going to drive forward in the stock, and you're going to hear that when it goes. I set a pillow here because the gun gets quite a jump to it when it does do this. So here we go. And that's it. Now, the gun is now, as you see, the barrel has slid forward. It's in the decocked position. And that's it. Now, in order to use this gun when you're shooting, You cock it once. You don't cock it every time, every shot. That's all there is to it. You cock it once, get it ready to go, and then it's just a simple matter of opening the bolt and feeding around and shooting. That's it. So that's the rundown on the Browning Recoilless Trap Gun that I purchased. In a couple weeks, I will get out to the club with it and put some rounds through it, shooting some clay targets. And at that time, I'll show you how it operates, and we'll give it to some of the other shooters at the club to shoot, to see what they think of the recoilless system in it, to see if they are bothered by the sound of the spring letting go in the stock when they pull the trigger, or if they feel anything going on. If the gun has the poor lock times it's advertised as having, if they notice it, if they find it a distraction. And also just to see it in operation and see how effective it is at breaking targets. So until then, I'll say goodbye, and I'll see you in a couple weeks.